Barcelona 2, Manchester United 2, a frantic, phenomenal game in the Nou Camp. Man United looking like a proper team again. Barcelona hanging in at times, looking dangerous at times. That was a mad game, wasn't it? But a brilliant game, and one that I think we can talk about the details in a minute, but one that showed to me that Man United are heading in the right direction.
Yeah, it looks like we're exactly what you said there. We're looking great. We look like we can actually take it to a big team at their ground as well. And we didn't look out of place at all. And if we won, you could have easily said, yep, we deserved that. Yeah. If they won, you could have also said the same. But it's a game of just open play, attack versus attack. Let's see what each other's got. And it ended up obviously a draw. And like I say, I think it was two teams that are pretty much in exact same trajectory as on their way back. Yeah.
Just looking at some of the stats of the game quickly. Barca 60% possession, United 40, which is nothing to shake your head at when it's away at Barcelona. The crucial thing though, 18 shots for United, 16 for Barcelona, 5 shots on target for United, 7 for them. Like for those two teams, who United, I think, have got more clean sheets than anyone this season. Barcelona, who have conceded the least goals of any team this season, there were 34 shots in that game between the two teams. That is mad, and you predicted 2-2. I don't know how you came to that conclusion, but you were right. But the thing that surprised me, that I loved from the very start, you looked at Man United and thought, oh, we can cause these problems. Like we saw it in the opening minutes where Weghorst got played in by Bruno Fernandes, not in the opening minutes, but the first half, Weghorst got played in by Bruno Fernandes, one-on-one with the keeper, and he missed the chance. United missed a lot of chances in this game. And obviously, I wouldn't say it cost us, because 2-2 is a result that I think most fans would have taken before the game. But do you think there's a case to be made that we should have been 2-3-1 up clear, 3-4-1 up maybe, before they got a chance to get back into it? Because we had a lot of chances, didn't we?
Yeah, I think so. The minute when we went, we was obviously 1-0 down. Yeah. Then we get 2-1 up, and then Rashford gets that chance as well. And then it should be a penalty, and we're thinking that could be 3-1 here. Yeah. And that's when another chance happens, and you're like, man, we haven't taken our chances here. Yeah. They still got it in them to get goals, and we could have put it to bed. And on another day, that was a penalty. Another ref could have given that. I would have given that if I was a ref on the day. Not that I'm a Man United supporter, but the fact of the matter is, it was a touch as he was through. He was not going to just go on the floor there when he's through on goal. So yeah, it's just another game where I think, you know what, on the looks of the whole game, I think I'm happy with a 2-2 draw here at Nou Camp.
Yeah, and it's one of those ones where I would have taken that before the game, like I said. So let's just go through this game again then. The first half ended 0-0, which almost doesn't seem possible now, does it? When you look back at the chances he had, obviously Weghorst going through. We had, I think, was it Bruno had a shot that was blocked, but it was heading into the bottom corner. Then the second half starts, and looking back, actually, I almost forgot Barcelona scored first, didn't they? Yeah. The ball to the back post.
Great ball in, though.
Marcus Alonso losing his man, and like you called it, it's that sort of Man City pass where you've got just overload at the back post. The fullback is drifting and drifting and drifting. The ball to the back post, headed down, in past De Gea. Anything you would have done differently there, or is it just one of those where it's just a good bit of play from Barcelona?
You know what? If I see like someone to blame, I'll be the first to say, listen, he should have done that. But I think it was such a great ball in. Yeah. The top teams, they put balls in which no one can really defend well. And they find it very, very difficult to defend. And I felt that was, when it came in, as it was coming in, I was saying the words, we can't be conceding the goal from this, because it was a great ball in. And then any touch, it's a goal. Yeah. They're balls where you just know if anyone touches it and it gets directed towards goal, it's going in because it's that good a ball. And they've done it a few times, to be fair. And, we was lucky to not concede on a couple more occasions. I think there was another occasion where the ball came in through the back post and we just got a touch to it, or they just missed it. Yeah, so we've got to be able to do that a lot more. And we are. But with the players we've got now, we're actually starting to do it a bit more. And we need to do it a lot more to be able to score them kind of goals. Yeah.
And then obviously after that, 2 minutes later, Marcus Rashford, the other end, gets played in by Fred. Yeah. Looked to me like he was too wide. Yeah, then just because it's almost like there are times in players' careers, and I'm sure you'll have felt this playing at different times, where just it goes in. It just goes in, and no one really knows why. And Ter Stegen's foot, even on every replay I've seen, looked like it was in the way of the ball in the net, but somehow the ball just goes through. I can't tell if it goes to the left or to the right, but somehow the ball finds its way in because it's Marcus Rashford, it's 2023, and that's just what happens. Like, it felt like one of those goals which, like, well, obviously Rashford's going to score, so, get that out of the way, and then we can move on. But it was a great finish, but weird how it went. Ter Stegen probably should have done better at his near post, really, shouldn't he?
Yeah, because at that angle, there's nowhere else it can go in. He maybe was trying to, anticipate him crossing the ball.
Yeah.
So maybe, I'll look at it again, but maybe he was on the post and going, he's not going to shoot from me. He can't shoot from me. I've covered that. Yeah. So he's probably going to try and cross it. Let me try and go and get there. And the minute it leaves his foot, he probably leans to the right. Yeah. And then it beats him by just an inch. I don't think there's even any air in between it, or what they call daylight. There's no daylight between his foot and the ball. It just sneaks in somehow. Yeah. I'm like, how did that fit in? Yeah. So, it's one of them goals where when you're on a roll. Yeah. And everything you hit just goes in.
Well, on that, 7 minutes later, corner in the bottom right-hand side as we were looking at it on the TV. Short to Rashford in an area where you go, what can he do here? He's not, he can't score a goal. He can't create a goal from here. He's got Rafinha straight in front of him. You've got a crowded box behind him. Little shimmy, little bit of skill. Knocks Rafinha out the way, straight past him. And then just the perfect ball into that area where the goalie can't really come for it. If a defender tries to touch it, it's going in his own goal. Straight across between the goal line and the 6-yard line. Yeah. A little flick from Bruno Fernandes, and then just happens to hit Koundé on the arm or the chest, however you want to. The details don't really matter. Ball ends up in the back of the net. But just brilliant again from Rashford. Just that explosive, I'm going at the goal no matter what. I'm not looking back. I'm not turning around. I'm driving at you. And he just had that feeling again that we've seen this year in this season, really, where you just think, he can just drag you to this. And we've seen it so many times from him. Away at PSG. Twice, I think he scored away at PSG. Yeah. Against Chelsea, against City, against Arsenal, against Liverpool. He does it in these big games. The hat-trick against RB Leipzig when they were one of the top teams in Europe. He's just got a big game gene, hasn't he? And I don't know how else to describe it, but he's done it again, hasn't he? Yeah,
the list goes on. Yeah. Every team he's played against that is big, he scores. Yeah. So he's not one of them players you go, he only scores against the little guys. He scores against everyone. Mm-hmm. And again, like last year, you would probably look at him in them areas and you'd probably push it off the field. Yeah. But today, him on fire. This season, he's absolutely on fire. Even from the right, where I used to say, if he's on the right, he's pretty much redundant. But now, he's playing on the right and doing bits. He's doing skills on the right, on the left, in the middle. And this time, you see he's standing there. And he could have played Shaw in. Yeah. But he thought, let me drop my shoulder and I'm going down the line. I'm getting at you. Yeah. And then I'm going to play it in between that area of indecision for the keeper. Straight in that area where everybody, that's what I mean, a ball that is like, no matter, if anyone touches it, it goes in. Yeah. And that was another one. And it's just great play from Rashford once again. He just continues to get better and better. That's more to his game now. He's adding more different things that we don't see him doing often to his game. And I'm loving it. Yeah. Absolutely loving it.
Hit the like button if you're watching. Let's get to 1,000 likes. Hit that like button. Second half, as it went on, I thought United. We had another big chance, didn't we? Sorry, I'm forgetting one there. There was the chance where obviously Rashford, the penalty or the non-penalty. Yeah. Going down the right hand side, played through and behind, does a little step over, shoulder to shoulder with Koundé, and then there's a tangle of legs, and Koundé comes across him. Somehow not given, and I don't quite understand how that wasn't given. The only question I can have is maybe the ref thought it was outside the box. Yeah. And then he didn't think it was a red card. But to me, running at full speed, that's a foul. I don't see how that's not a foul. What did you see something different there, or is it just, why was that not given?
No, I thought it was a foul at first. And then when I saw the replay, I thought the legs came together, and maybe the ref could have seen it's just a coming together. Yeah. It's not really someone like doing something cynical there. But and then I was thinking, was it just outside the box? So is there any way of coming back and saying anything? So I don't know. It looked like to me, Rashford did a nice little skill to slow it down a bit to then cause that touch to happen. Yeah. And then push forward and get your goal. That's what you do. You want to bounce off the player so you can create a bit of space. So that was intelligent play from Rashford. And to me, it looked like it was enough to give a pen. Yeah. But again, like I say, if a ref sees that and goes, nice, just a coming together, I wouldn't get crazy angry about it in the end, not looking back at it all. Yeah. So I think, you know what, it's one of them ones which are 50-50, and you can take it either way. Yeah.
Then Barcelona sort of put the pressure back on, and it was a game where you'd have 10 minutes of pressure, we have 10 minutes of pressure, back and forth. And I thought for most of the game, United looked the more dangerous team until those last 15 minutes where I thought, Barcelona had a lot of good chances in the end, didn't they? De Gea were pulling out a few good saves. Casemiro hitting the ball onto his own inside of his own post. He gave the ball away for the second goal as well, Casemiro. I thought he was phenomenal tonight, but he does have a little mistake in him occasionally, doesn't he? He gave the ball away. And again, another, much like not the same cross, but that left-footed whip into the box, just fooling everyone, wasn't it? It looked like Lewandowski at first, but I think it just was straight through Rafinha, wasn't it, the second goal?
It's another dangerous ball in from Rafinha, who I've always said is a very dangerous player. We have to make sure he's quiet for 90 minutes. And he's got a great left foot. And he puts a ball in that if you don't touch it, it goes in. And if you touch it, it still can go in. Like, any little touch, it's very difficult for any defender to stop and for the keeper to know what to do. Yeah. Am I going to follow the ball? Or is someone going to touch it and I have to be there in the middle of the goal to save it? So you can't just follow the ball and be completely out the way of the goal. So it's one of them ones, again, very good teams put them kind of balls in and make it very difficult for us. But I think for the most part, we defended really well. And remember, both teams have got great attacking prowess. So both teams, you got to give credit to the attacking player today. It's a good show for football. Because normally you see teams sitting back, not much happening. This game was full of football, full of challenges, full of everything.
That was what I wanted to say to you. What a game, by the way. Like, taking off this, oh, what about this? What about detail? What a game. Just phenomenal to watch. Like, back and forth. You have 5 minutes, we have 5 minutes. You at the post, we at the crossbar. Your save, our save. Like, amazing game of football, wasn't it? And the fact that we are able to go to the Nou Camp and put on a performance like that, and it's not like, oh, this isn't the best Barcelona. I'm sick of hearing that, because it's never always it's not always the best Barcelona team, but every single time we've ever been to the Nou Camp, except in '99, we've been battered, or we've not scored a goal. We've not scored a goal there since 1999. So to score 2 goals, to have scored, genuinely, this game could have been 5-4 either way, couldn't it? And I love that. I love that we are an exciting, dangerous team who's playing against teams that are at the top level. I know this is the Europa League, and maybe that takes 1 or 2% off it in terms of, they're more focused on other things. But as you said before, every single one of those players tonight were desperate to win that game, and we were just as good as them, if not better. That's a big sign, isn't it?
It's a great sign that we can go toe to toe with the big clubs. They're a big club. Yeah. Make no mistake about it. Barcelona are top of the league in Spain. They're no pushovers anymore. No. So end of the day, we're playing them, and we're playing them at their game. Normally, you'd see Man United be set up to just sit back and soak pressure up and hope for a counter-attack goal. We went attack, they went attack. Yeah. What we're going to see in Old Trafford? What are we going to see when it comes back to Old Trafford?
That's the next question. What happens next week? Because
my gosh,
to me, I would guess it's going to be something very just similar to that. Yep. Maybe it'll be 55-45 possession, or that was slightly different. But that was 2 teams that are very tactically astute, with good players playing well. I can't see that game being much different next week. Do you think we'll find a way to shut up shop and be a bit more controlling, or do you think it's going to be more of the same?
Well, here's the thing you notice. They brought on loads of players. Yeah. We didn't bring on many players because we didn't have many that we could bring on yet. So we're going to have some players back next week. Yeah. I'm quite sure Martial might even be involved. I'm quite sure Anthony will be back. So we'll have more options off the bench.
Sabitzer and Martinez will be available again after suspension.
So they're going to play, and we'll have much more control of the game. Yeah. We will actually have much more control of the game. These boys that will have options to bring on. Imagine when players get tired and then them boys come on. Yeah. Remember, we didn't do that today, and we still is a 2-2 game. Yeah. Now you go to Old Trafford. Now it's our boys, our fans. Yeah. Everybody's on our side. Not a ref like this either. We're going to probably have a ref that's used to seeing English football more than the Spanish football. I don't know even who's the ref, but when you go to places like Spain, they give fouls.
Especially the Nou Camp. It's notoriously a difficult place to referee, isn't it? There's so much pressure on you. Exactly. I can see why he went the way he did with it. To me, it was a penalty. Yeah. And there was a few decisions where you thought, what are you doing? Why are you just letting that go? But and some of the fouls on the edge of our box were very, very light. But next week, I'm so excited. That's the thing. Someone made a good comment, and I've lost who said it, but they said if this was a Champions League semi-final, we'd be calling this one of the great European games. It was genuinely that good. Exactly. Akash says a draw is a fair result in the balance of play, but we'll be gutted that we let in 2 soft goals and not taking a few more of our chances. Rashford and Malassi are tied for man of the match. Does Sabitzer play in the second leg? For me, probably. Yeah. But
then legs are Fred though.
I know. But then he's great coming on. If you're winning.
Yeah, to be fair, I'd start with Sabitzer because it gives us more control in the game. I think if we have like Lisandro playing, Sabitzer playing.
And then you've got short left back as well.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Now you've got a full team of players who are press resistant, like pretty much.
Yeah.
You're starting with most players who are press resistant, and then now you're going to have more of the ball. Mm-hmm. Now you're going to be able to progress the ball further up a lot more. And I think we'll just do a lot better. And we'll have more options as well, like I said, to change it up. He had nothing really to change it to apart from Garnacho coming on. Yeah. And we managed to do this.
Yeah. Adam Graham, happy with the 2-2, especially as there's no away goals. Wayne Finnegan said, ref was an embarrassment, we'll do them at Old Trafford. MLK with a good stat. United's expected goals was 2.13, Barcelona's was 1.25. We definitely had the better chances. Sure. Fred did better than expected. Isaac Hobson says, do away goals not exist anymore? I can't remember. No, they don't. It's whoever scored the most goals by the end of the two legs goes through, and it goes to penalties if it's even. Okay. No regard for away goals anymore. Zachary Purvis says, we did this without Martinez, Eriksson, Sabitzer, Martial, Anthony and Dalot.
Exactly.
5 solid first team. I think there's 6 there. And Adam Graham again says, scrap that. It's been a long night. Away goals, lol. Right, that's going to be all from us. Thank you, Nathan, for coming on. Make sure you check out Nathan on YouTube as well. What's the name of your show again?
Dukes United Show.
Dukes United Show. Make sure you go check that out. James says, La Liga must be dreadful, by the way. These lot haven't conceded from open play. Well, they have now, and hopefully they will again next week. We'll be back, of course, with all the reaction to this coming up from Adam McCullough. Andy Tate will be here as well. Make sure you check that out. We'll be here with the news in the morning. Hopefully, Jay Motti giving us the lowdown from Barcelona tomorrow morning. So check all of that out. Hit subscribe if you haven't already. Manchester United 2, Barcelona 2. Still all to play for at Old Trafford. A huge game coming up next week. We'll see you in a bit.